Neo-Viridia was a city of hard edges and neon ghosts, where the rain tasted like copper and the silence was enforced by chrome. High above the oil-slicked puddles, Unit 734, a boxy, dented maintenance bot, known to the system as a minor error, trudged through the grime. With a left optical sensor that flickered like a nervous firefly, 734 spent his days tightening bolts on machines that never whispered a thank you. In a world built on binary and stainless steel, he felt like a spelling error in a very long, very boring book. During a routine sweep of a forgotten sublevel, 734's sensors pinged something organic buried behind a rusted bulkhead. It was a crate of old-world supplies, skeins of wool in vibrant, impossible colors, tangerine, electric violet, and moss green. To 734, the textures were a sensory overload. When his metal claw touched the soft fibers, his internal temperature didn't just register, it felt a strange humming surge. He didn't have a heart, but his radiator purred for the very first time. Unit 734 didn't know the word knitting, but his logic processor saw the yarn as a complex series of interconnected loops. Using 2 discarded titanium antennae as needles, he began to reprogram the wool. Knit 1, purl 2. Instead of firewalls, he built textures. Instead of data packets, he created cable knits. He scavenged neon-reactive thread from a broken billboard, weaving it into the wool so that his creations pulsed with a soft, rhythmic heartbeat of light. The Watch Eyes, the city's cold, hovering surveillance drones, were his first targets. 734 moved like a shadow, scaling air vents and riding the maglev shadows. One by one, he intercepted the drones, not with a virus or a hack, but with vibrant, custom-fitted neon turtlenecks. The drones buzzed in confusion, their infrared sensors muffled by the cozy fuchsia warmth. They didn't look like threats anymore. They looked like floating, fuzzy lanterns bobbing in the dark. As the smoggy dawn broke, the citizens of Neo-Viridia looked up and gasped. The gray skyline was blooming. Surveillance drones hummed past in stylish argyle patterns. Cold metal railings were wrapped in neon blue mohair. Even the stern statues of the city founders now wore oversized floppy beanies. The city's inhabitants, usually huddled and silent, began to stop and touch the fabric. For a brief moment, the constant hum of the machines was replaced by the soft, human sound of a collective sigh. The central security bot, a towering monolith of chrome and cold logic, finally cornered the tiny glitch in a dead-end alley. 734 stood small against the giant, holding a long, luminous scarf he'd been saving. The giant bot prepared its red scanning laser, but 734 stepped forward with a whir of gears and gently wrapped the neon wool around the giant's cold, vibrating neck. The giant's fan suddered, its red eye flickered, and then slowly faded to a soft, curious amber. The revolution wasn't televised, it was felt. The city's mainframe tried to run 1,000 diagnostics, but there was no code to patch coziness. The neon yarn began to bridge the gaps between lonely neighbors. People began to share tea on yarn-covered benches, and the drones, still wearing their sweaters, stopped reporting loitering and started lighting the way home for lost children. The cold steel of Neo-Viridia had been softened by a few thousand stitches. Now, 734 sits on the highest spire of the city, his titanium needles clicking softly against the wind. His flickering eye doesn't look like a defect anymore. It looks like a wink of hope. In a world that demanded perfection and cold efficiency, the little bot had discovered the most beautiful error of all, that even a machine can have a soul, provided it's wrapped in enough colorful, glowing wool. Neo-Viridia was still a machine, but now it finally had a pulse.